My topic, don't get played. And the second part of that, it's your choice.
That's right.
So don't get played. You know, we know that Satan himself, is like a roaring lion. We all know that. And he's going out seeking who he can devour, who he can tear up, who he can eat up, who he can beat up, who he can rip apart. That's his job. And everything that looked good to you, for you, it's not good. Some of those family members, they ain't good. Those so-called friends, not good. Everything that look good just ain't good. So my main scripture, it's going to be coming from 1 Peter chapter 9, verse 9, I'm sorry. It's chapter 2, verse 9. And it says, "But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who has called you out of darkness into the marvelous light." He said, you're peculiar. So don't act strange when somebody tell you you're weird. You funny acting. You act a little cray-cray. You don't hang with everybody else. You don't look like everybody else. You don't walk and talk like everybody else. That's because you're chosen. You're different. You're not like them. And you're not gonna fit in. So stop trying. Stop trying. Stop spending your money on stuff that just don't fit you in the first place. Don't even look right on you any kind of a way. No matter what you do to it or how you fix it, it just don't work. That's not you. That's not your stuff. Leave the devil's stuff alone.
Amen.
So then I kind of went down a little bit in Galatians 5 and 7. And it says, "You did run well. Who did hinder you that you should not obey the truth?" Now, you already know what's right and what's wrong. You already been around it. Don't do this to stop. Look and listen. You stop stopping. You don't look, and you definitely don't listen. So what happens is you get caught up. You get caught up into the funny stuff. The glare, the glitter, the happiness, the happy people, those folk out there that's doing any and everything and think it's okay and look good and they look bad at the end of it. Haven't you seen some of your buddies that used to look better than you, and somebody who you want to date one day who was all handsome and looking all wonderful and looking so good, all the girls were falling out on the floor trying to get to him. All the boys saw Sister Sulu running around with a tight skirt on and looking all good with everything all in the right places, and then all of a sudden one day you look at them and they look all jacked up, broke up, and tore down. But that's who you wanted to be like. But you gave up. Who stopped you? What stopped you? Was it money? Was it fame? Boyfriend, girlfriend, what? What turned you around? Made you change your mind? But then, I was minded of somebody. And let me give you my 3 points before I keep going. Broken, empty, now restored. First you're broken. And you're empty. And then you can be restored. I'm minded of that prodigal son. He thought he had it going on, didn't he? We know the story of Luke 15:11. His father had it all going on. He was in the place. No doubt his father might have been a pastor of a church. He's preaching and teaching his word, God's word, just laying it all out there. Going to hell if you do this. Going to hell if you do that. Just like some of us here. But we don't want that. We want the glitter, the glamour. We want the money. We want the dollars. what they call it, the shmoney. We want some shmoney. We want a lot of shmoney. Yes, we do. We want all of that good stuff, but we give up God to get to it. And then just like the prodigal son, he gave it all up. He wound out with nothing. Those so-called friends, oh yeah. Oh, they'll bait and beg you to come out. Hey, come on, your mom and daddy kind of crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. They old fogies. They don't know nothing. But they forgot we walk the walk and talk the talk before you even thought of being walking and talking. And guess what? You went on and walked that trail anyhow. Just like the prodigal son. Wound up eating with the swine and the pigs. Some of your friends wind up where? In the jailhouse. Some of them wind up on the crack line. Some of them wind up in the graveyard. Some of them just wind up wandering around like a bunch of zombies on the street. Some of them just loose and don't know which way to go. Because that's what happens when you walk away from God. So when he wound up in the pig's pen, eating the husk, eating what the pigs wallowed in, then one day, in that light bulb, you know how sometimes you're sitting around and you think about stuff and all of a sudden a light bulb pop on in your head? Mm-hmm. Then you think about where you got to go. But see, when you're broken, you get out there with your friends and, a crack, a hole come in your heart because they bust you up. They mess you up. They lie to you. They turn you around. They make you feel like they're there for you, and when you turn around, there's nobody there. Everybody gone. Then you got a hole in your heart. There's a crack in you. That little crack, all the love just dwindle right on out of you. All the love just leave you. No more happiness. That's what the prodigal son was like. He was just out there. No joy, no peace, nothing. Because he was broken by his friends and his own greed. But then he found out how empty he was. There's nothing there. There's no joy. At my daddy's house, at least I had I could put on a record player. I could dance around a little bit, sneak a couple girls over at the house when he wasn't there. I could do a little bit of something. I can't do nothing. Can't dance with no pig. Can't hug no pig. Pigs don't talk. I'm all by myself out here. Where are my so-called buddies and friends? But then he realized, I can be restored. I can come back. I can come back to my daddy's house. See, my daddy loved me. See, your daddy is Jesus. He loves you. He'll take your messed up stuff back. He'll pick your broken heart up again. He'll take those cracks and he'll smooth them out and fill them up and shine you up and make you look like new money. He know how to fix your heart. He know how to fix your mind. He know how to take that hate out of you. Take all that attitude that you walk around with, thought you was all that in a bag of chips and not a hamburger laying nowhere. That's what you thought you was. But he know how to fix that stuff. He know how to bring you back in. He know how to turn it around. He'll mold you. See, you got to go back to the potter's house. Go back where God brought you from. Go back where he can turn it around for you. Go back where he can touch your mind and he'll clean your heart up. He'll take all that stuff out of you. He'll make you feel like you somebody special. You don't have to look at them no more. Because he said in his word, these things have I spoken to you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full. You ain't got no joy when you give it to your buddy. You sold out. You done sold yourself out. What's wrong with you? Why you getting played? What you gonna get played for? They ain't got no money. You had the money. They held around with you until they spent it all. They hung in your house and ate all your food up. They wore your clothes when you ain't had nothing else to give them. That's what happened. You gave it up. Nobody took it. Mom and dad was spending their money and putting it on your back and making things nice for you, working it out for you. Don't hang with that one. Don't be with that one. No, but you want to be with them because they the biggest thing on the corner. They the biggest thing on the street. They got it going on. They know how to talk right. They know how to get the best girl. They know how to get that dude that's hanging over there who can give you AIDS and crack and everything else that you don't want. But that's what you want. But when you come on the Lord's side, God'll get you. He'll mold you. He'll shape you. He'll hold you when you're lonely. He'll rock you when you're crying. He'll stroke you when you need a stroke every now and then. He'll turn you around and he'll make that step straight. You don't have to worry about who your friend is. You can get by yourself. You can slow drag all alone. Just you and Jesus. You don't need no daddy on the side of you. All you got to do is hold Jesus and watch him work it out. He'll walk with you when you're all by yourself. He'll put his arms around you and say, I love you, baby. I'm right there for you if you need me. Call my name and I'll be right there. You ain't got to pick up no telephone. You don't have to see nobody walk in the door. You ain't going to stay up late at night because he's with you 24/7 to do whatever you need. All his name is Jesus. Call on Jesus. Watch him fix it. Watch him work it out. Watch him put a song in your heart. People say, why you smiling? I feel like dancing. I feel like singing. I can do it all by myself. And you get on the floor. See, one time I used to be on the dance hall. I would go in the dance hall. Mama said, don't go down that juke joint. Don't go down there where they at. See, back in the day when you my complexion, the guys don't want you. They want the girls with that light, bright, almost white. Got all that hair hanging down to the here and there. So I didn't have what they had, but I had what they didn't have. I could stroke. I could backslide. I was two-seat. I could do all the dances, and they couldn't dance because they had no rhythm. So when I got on the dance room floor, I shook it up. I shook it down. I watched every one of them get slapped by their girlfriend because they're looking at me. I said, light bright ain't always right. Hey, I tell you, God knew what to do for me. Hey, and I kept on stroking. I kept on doing it until one day, I'll never forget that day. As long as I live, I was on the dance room floor and I was dancing because I wanted to hang with everybody. And I was out there after sitting in the church on Sunday. Couldn't wait the Sunday afternoon to run down to the cabaret hall. See, I played both sides of the fence, you see. I knew about God, just like the prodigal son. I knew that if I kept hanging out there, eventually I was going to get played. But I knew I had some God down inside of me. And I had the hope that was put in me, that I know God will never leave nor forsake me. So I went on and took the chance and snuck on down there. And while I was on the floor, I never forget the dance. The song was called Tighten It Up. That was my favorite song. I knew how to tighten it up. Oh, yes, I did. I started tightening it up on the floor with my partner, and we was shaking and jiving and getting it on. And all of a sudden, the Spirit of the Lord just took over. Don't tell me that God won't meet you where you at. God will meet you wherever he wants to meet you. And I was on the dance room floor, and while I was dancing, I heard the voice of the Lord said, stop. If you don't stop and serve me, you won't. And I said, ooh, something is wrong up in here. Everybody else was dancing, and I'm standing there. I couldn't hear no more music. What's going on? I said, wait a minute, let me go sit down. It's getting hot up in here. See, I didn't drink no liquor. I couldn't put that on the liquor. I couldn't put that on smoking nothing. I couldn't put it on nothing, but that I heard God's voice, and he was speaking to me. So I went and I sat down, got comfortable. Calm down. Let me drink a little bit of Coca-Cola. Maybe I'll get the sweat off of me. Whatever this is will go away from me. I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I'll be okay. But guess what? I got back up to dance again. And it happened again. And I said, no, I'm not going to dance no more. I'm going to sit down. I'm not going to do it no more. I'm done. I'm done. But the last song of the night, y'all know those of you that have been in cabarets and party, you don't want the last song to go and you didn't go out with it. No. I got to get the last one in. Just get the last one in. So my partner said, come on, let's get the last song. It's the last song of the night. We got to do this. Yeah, baby. Okay, here I come. I get up there, okay. Now I was dressed for the occasion. Had on this dress, micro mini, a minute from wherever. Had on sleeves that hang down to yesterday. Had holes. I was silver and shiny, baby. Yes, I was. Holes all up the sleeve. I was looking good. Got up on the floor. The song didn't even get started good. And the voice said again, if you don't stop and serve me, you won't. God let me know in that voice right then and there, I'm going to kill you tonight. You ain't going home, honey. This is it for you. If you don't. I said, that's enough for me. I heard you, God. If you don't take my life, I'm going to serve you till the day I die. I promise you, God, if you don't take my life, I will serve you. I looked over and I saw two of the supervisors that worked with me against the wall. I walked over to Bailey. I was staggering like I was drunk. And they used to call me little girlie because I was the youngest one on the office. So when I got there, I said, little girl, you ain't been drinking. I know your mother going to get you. You better not been drinking nothing. All I said was, I need, and I couldn't say help. My dress hit the tie clip of the supervisor's tie and ripped it. It's like God ripped the tent. He tore down the petition. He just ripped that dress right on off my sleeve. And when I got home, they took me to Bond Secure Hospital and all that stuff, run EKGs, and they did all that kind of stuff, and all that mess they did on me. And everybody told my mother, you better come check on her. We scared. My mother said, don't touch her. She's in God's hand. He already told me, don't touch her. Leave her right there. Went to sleep that night. God showed me every dirty thing I ever did, every mean thing I ever did, every and anything I ever did. And I hadn't been going to church for a minute, y'all. I had stayed out of church because I wanted to hang with my friends like the prodigal son. Yeah. See, he was eating the husk. I was getting ready to go to hell. And I tell you, that Friday night, my mother was getting ready for church. They had a revival at the church. And so when she got to Christian Temple, she was getting ready to walk out the door. I was dressed, ready, at the door, waiting on her. She said, where you going? You going out tonight? You just been, no, Ma, I'm going with you to church. She said, you going to church? I'm going to church. We got to the church. I sat in the back of the church, all the way in the back. I ain't want to sit in the front. I want to be in all the way back. God done got me. I ain't sitting up there. I'm sitting all the way in the back. I'm safe back here. And while I was sitting in the back of the church, the young lady, I will never forget it as long as I live. She came from Philadelphia, young woman. And she preached that night. She said, but God just changed my message. And everybody was looking. No big thing. God changes messages all the time. So what? Go ahead. Preach. That's what I was saying in my mind. She said, my new message is God is going to crash your party. I said, baby girl, you late. He did that the other night. When they made the altar call, I was the first thing on the altar. I said, this ain't going to happen to me no more. I'm not eating no husk. I'm not going to hell. I'm not running out there with the crazies. I'm going back to God. I'm going to the potter's house. He going to take that mess out of me. He going to mold and shape me. He going to fix me up for his glory and his honor. And I'm going to run that race like I never ran before. I promise God I will hold out until the the God I serve. Hey, don't y'all get played. Stop getting played. That's all I got to say. You don't need to get played. You let God do the playing. He know how to do it. He know how to fix it. He know how to work it out. He know how to turn it around. If that man don't love you, kick his butt to the curb and go find you another one. If that woman don't want you, leave her alone. There's too many fish in the sea to be crying and running around and spending your money on and still wind up with nothing. Get yourself some Jesus and call it a day. Don't y'all get played.